And you've endorsed Donald Trump for president. Judges and two separate juries have found him liable for rape and for defaming the victim of that rape. How do you square your endorsement of Donald Trump with the testimony we just saw?
Well, I will tell you, I was raped at the age of 16. And any rape victim will tell you, I've lived for 30 years with an incredible amount of shame over being raped. I didn't come forward because of that judgment and shame that I felt. And it's a shame that you will never feel, George. And I'm not going to sit here on your show and be asked a question meant to shame me about another potential rape victim. I'm not gonna do that.
It's actually not about shaming you. It's a question about Donald Trump.
No, you are shaming me.
You've endorsed Donald Trump for president.
Right.
Donald Trump has been found liable for rape by a jury. Donald Trump has been found liable for defaming the victim of that rape by a jury. It's been affirmed by a judge.
It was not a criminal court case, number one. Number two, I live with shame.
Live definition of gaslighting.
Donald Trump
they are judged and they're shamed, and you're trying to shame me this morning. I think it's disgusting.
I'm not shaming you at all. I
told my story. It took me 25 years to tell my story. I was judged for it. I still get judged for it today.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
And I answered it. You're shaming me for my political choices.
I'm asking you a question about why you endorse someone who's been found liable for rape. Just
it was not a criminal court. This was a
civil court.
It was a civil court. And by the way, she joked about the judgment and what she was going to do with all that money, and I find that offensive.
I'm asking you about the man
But as a rape victim who's been shamed for years now because of her rape, you're trying to shame me again by asking me this political question.
She come on this show with George with these talking points about what it means to be a victim, but yet and still, she's trying to say that Jean Carroll's reaction to her winning a case from a guy who had denied and defamed her for so many years, she wasn't supposed to be elated, and that's the reason. Jean Carroll's reaction to winning a case against the man who raped her is the reason women don't come forward.
But if you say, this person's a lunatic, she's making this whole story up, that's defamation that could potentially cost you almost $100 million. So that's what just happened to Donald Trump. And his alleged victim is, I've never seen somebody so happy to have allegedly been raped.
Wow, Nancy Mace is sitting here supporting the guy who was actually found liable of rape.
In this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the you can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true.
This is what we see with this Republican Party. They talk out of both sides of the face. And if you listen to the interview, she actually said to George, it wasn't rape, it was sexual assault. It is this level of ridiculousness that we find this current Republican Party willing to do anything to support Donald Trump, even when at first they said they would not.
But her recent conversion to MAGA is even more embarrassing if you look back at where she started this journey. The Washington Post reported that, quote, Mace was so angry at Trump during the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol that she discussed with aides the prospect of confronting the rioters so she could get punched and become the face of anti-Trump Republicans. According to former staffers familiar with the incident, who spoke on the condition of anonymity out of fear of retribution. The Daily Beast also reported on the punch in the face account, noting that, according to three sources who heard the comments firsthand, Mace used those exact words. She wanted to go get punched in the face.
Yet and still, she's out here endorsing him. Herself, she's a rape victim, a survivor of the worst of worst crimes. And she's supporting someone who has actually been found liable in a court twice. It is not about morality. It is not about patriotism. It is not about the economy, because none of that matters to them. It is not about saving the republic. It is not about the Second Amendment. It's only about whiteness. That's it. The xenophobia comes out at the end of the interview. If you listen, they care more about one person that was killed by what they call an illegal immigrant, not to mention all of the other people who are being murdered in this country. They don't care. They don't talk about the kids who are massacred because of their stance on gun rights. They scream when black people say defund the police because what police are doing to our communities, but then they turn around and say defund the FBI. They say they care about being able to protect the border from terrorism and drugs coming across, but they want to defund the DOJ and the FBI. The FBI is in charge of terrorism. Who you think are doing that investigation or those investigations? Department of Justice and ATF in charge of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. These are the people that would be investigating this so-called fentanyl problem that they're saying is coming across our southern border. There's an immigration bill negotiated by Senator Langford, one of the most conservative senators in the United States, and they turned their back because Donald Trump said, do not help Democrats. I want to use this as an issue to run, and she endorsed him. So when you hear the noise about immigration, about they care about the economy, about patriotism, about the Second Amendment, it's all BS. It's xenophobic language to hide their true motives, which is to maintain power by any means necessary for those who are trying to maintain the systems that are meant to prop up and hold whiteness in a safe space. Nancy Mace is trash. I'm Mondale Robinson. Don't support people who are found liable of rape.